Yeah, I'm looking.
Hello, hello, hello. Here we are back live today, myself and Sprinkled Donut. So happy to see
Hi, everybody.
you. Just come in whenever you can. You know how we are. We're going to go ahead and do our show because I've only got about an hour to spend today, but I really want to get on top of some of this because after going through all this, literally, as I told Sprinkle Donut, if you had all the information that we've seen, it would take you to see every little piece of it through tomorrow afternoon, late sometime, to just take a quick look at every single piece. It is amazing the amount of information that has been provided in this case. So, with that, one of the things that I found strange when I started looking at this, I went to the Christian dating site. We're going to talk about that here first. And I kind of looked at they pulled up Nick Godejohn's advertisement for himself. Now, here's the thing. We know that Nick Godejohn was 26 years old when he got arrested. But let me tell you something. When they pulled up, it says on the sheet that they pulled up that he was 26 years old. So when he first met Gypsy, what age was he pretending to be, or what age did he tell her he was when they first met? Was it because as he aged that the site just went ahead and changed his age every time he changed because they met each other, what was it, 2 years before? So when his birthday rolled around the next year, did the site just automatically say, okay, now he's 25, and then it rolled around again and it said now he's 26? Because the ad they have for him shows he's 26. I don't know if that's how that site works because I've never been on a dating site. What do you think, Sprinkle?
Oh, I agree 100%.
You think that's how it
Yeah,
works?
it's just,
Okay.
yeah, I think so.
All right. Then that's fine because that would mean that yes, that he probably did tell her his real age when this happened. Okay. Now, yesterday we kind of poked through a little bit of the first two emails that Gypsy sent Nick. And then I came across, can you see this? If I make it bigger, can you see it to read it? Let me see. Let's see if I'm,
Let me just hop on to YouTube and then I'll be able to. Give me one
okay.
sec.
All
I'm multitasking at this point.
right. I need to, but I'm not.
Okay, Gypsy, there you are. There we are. I know there's a little bit of delay between
Mhm.
what we actually see on the app or, compared to where we're at. But I should, oh shoot, let me turn it
Uh-oh.
off.
Okay.
There we go. What the heck? Why are you, there we go. Now we're off.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to try to make this bigger to see if you can actually read it. Okay.
I can struggle. Let me find a pair of glasses.
Yeah. And I'll just move it up as I need to so you can read through it. And so this is the very
Yeah, I
first.
can see it. I
Okay,
can see
this is
it.
this is the very first email that Nick sent to what he believed. And I'm going to tell you, this is the reason why I believe this, guys. Hang on with me. Just go with me on this. The reason why he believed that she was younger is because she said she was younger. And remember, there is a time when she talks about, well, I had my birthday and now that I'm 18. I believe that Nick believed that she was not really 18, even though she said she was to get on the site. I believe he thought he was dealing with somebody younger. So here we go. I'm going to let you read this, and I'm going to turn it like this so when I'm ready, when I need to move it up, I can. Go.
I can see what you were saying about other guys. Most don't have respect for women in general. I am one of the rare few types that do have respect for all women. But it seems now I can tell you more about my psychic abilities. Yes, I can have premonitions like you do with dreams, but I have the abilities to read people's thoughts by body language, reading them through their eyes, also perception of everything around me is. Every time I had a girlfriend that was lying or deceiving me, I was able to accept when they did
Expect.
anything wrong to me and either lied about it or was is that yeah, I think it was supposed to be
It's
expect
expect, yeah. I know it's
and
hard to
lied
read
to
that way.
me about it or was able to break up with me. I was able to be right 90% of the time. They couldn't fool me because I knew the truth. They were hiding even while they at times wouldn't admit it. I suppose you might notice a mysterious vibe to me. I don't understand what everyone said. I have a mysterious vibe, but I guess that has prevented others from being able to read me. I wish to share the knowledge with you because, for one, I want you to know that you aren't the only one with those kinds of gifts. Hold on. I am as well, even though I rarely use them because I tend to freak myself out at times when I do. Besides that, also about your body, don't worry about you being 5 feet tall. Believe it or not, that is perfect, just right where I believe my soulmate's height would be. And it sounds like you are in shape for you to be 90 pounds. That said it right there. I am pretty up to date on things with health most of the time. That is why I knew that stuff. And just to be clear with you, I am not a pig, as you know, so I won't say anything about your private parts, not unless we were relation to each other where it would be make more sense. So don't worry about getting my respect. You automatically have it until you abuse it. And that goes for any woman I meet. Even though I feel you are more special than any other one I have ever met, though.
Wish that
The
thing was.
biggest reason because of your purity, you are fully pure, not one bit tainted. Because of that, I see you designed to find your soulmate. Either you found him already, you hear him from right now, or in the future. Ah, lost my place. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
find him no matter what. You find him now matter what you found him already as you hear from him right now or in the future. Oh, here we go. Sorry. You found him. Oh, he repeats that.
Yeah, he repeats it.
You
Yeah.
know, I deserve him. So if I was him and I am not fully sure of it yet because I feel like you are better than me. It's true. I have, however, managed to at least be neutral, though done enough good deeds and bad to say neutral. You're gonna have to move it up.
Okay. Oh, there
Um,
you go.
let's see.
I know
He
it's hard
just
to read like
rambles,
this.
doesn't
He
he?
does. He
Yeah,
does.
it didn't move for me. There we go.
Oh, all right.
To be neutral. Let me find where we were. Um, there wasn't much left after that.
Right.
See, you described to find your soulmate, whether you found him already, as you hear from him right now or in the future. You find him now, matter what. I know you deserve him, so I was him, I guess, and
Yeah.
I am not fully sure of it because I feel like you are better than me. It's true, I have, however, managed to at least be neutral, though done enough good deeds and bad to stay neutral. It's better than being bad all the time. I wish I was as pure as you are at times. Yes, I do have a Facebook. It is the link I'll send you now. Hopefully, it goes through so you get it.
Now, this is the
So this
very
must have
first.
been, yeah,
Yeah.
it had to be in the beginning. Definitely.
Yeah. So I think the date on that is 10/11/2012 is when he sent this to her. It's the date.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go to the next one. I think it's him still rambling on. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Hang on a minute. Okay, so it is him. And then he sends her this Facebook link. All right. I'm going to go to the next one. Let's see. What is this one? Make it bigger. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now this is Nick Godejohn telling her another something. Here you go. Can you see it? I need to make it bigger, don't I? Let me make it bigger so you can read
Yeah,
it.
I just was walked away. I was trying to find a pair of glasses. I think
Okay.
all my glasses are in here. Um,
Okay.
okay,
It's not
I'll add you. Yeah, hello again. Okay, I'll add you. And why would that be a problem? You are an angel in my eyes, so no matter what, any medical conditions you have, it don't matter. The medical condition you have, it will never make any difference in how I see you from the inside out. Yes, I mean that.
So remember yesterday, okay, so
So
when
she
we read
must have
this,
been,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, she must have been really telling him how quote unquote sick she was.
Well, on the first, when she sent him the first email, she told him she had a spinal cord damage and that's why she was in the wheelchair.
Oh, good
Lie
Lord.
one. Right, lie
Right?
one. And he's like, okay, that's all right. So let's go to the next one. And I think it's Gypsy talking. I'm not sure. Let me come back over here. Control panel. Let me see what this one says. These are kind of like in an order. Let's see. Well, my best. Let me see what date this one was, if I can see it. Oh, this is when they filled it out. I think this was from April the 30th, 2012. And I think it's kind of like the first thing she put out there. Oh, wait a minute. This says inactive. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is interesting. So here he is. This is Nick Godejohn's actual um, advertisement about himself. Let me make it bigger so y'all can actually see some of the pictures here. You know, and look, smoker, no. Now, let's talk about that cigarette butt that was found in the yard over by the driveway. Somebody had been there that smoked cigarettes. Now we know it wasn't him. He didn't smoke. We know it wasn't Gypsy. She didn't smoke. And we know it wasn't Dee Dee. She didn't smoke. Okay, so he's 26
Right.
years old. I guess they printed this out after the incident. So he's looking for a marriage partner. He doesn't drink. He's unemployed. Willing to relocate, possibly. Who knows? He wants children, and he's a high school graduate. Look what's weird about this date of pasture. Oh, wow. All right, let's go to the next one over here. I think that's a list of all of them. Now, let's see which one. Who is this talking? Let's see who's talking here. Okay. Now, this is Gypsy Rose to Nick Godejohn. So I'll read this one. I'll read this one and you can read next, okay? So this is actually dated 10/11/2012, all right? Hello again. Yeah, it's true. I'm into video games and all kinds too. I used to play the game systems, but now all I have is the Xbox 360, which is more future gaming systems, I guess. I guess you could say. You sound like a guy's dream woman. What? Okay, now this is
What?
Gypsy. This is Gypsy talking to Nick. I think she made some type. I think she made some mistakes.
Yeah,
You
she
sound
meant a
like
guy, she meant a woman's dream guy, is what she
there you
meant.
go. Since you are an adult, since you are adult, I see you as a woman. Wait a minute. How can this
No,
be from?
this must,
No, this
this
is.
must be
Wait a
myth.
minute.
That
This is
must be
Nick
myth.
Godejohn to
That,
Gypsy Rose. Okay, you read
yeah.
this one. Let me make it bigger. Sorry about that. Yeah, this
Oh
this
no,
is why that didn't make
it's a
any
little
sense.
confusing.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you can read that one.
Yeah, so, yeah. Um, can
Strange.
you make it up? Can you, there you go,
Yeah.
that's better.
Okay.
Yes, it's true. I am into video games and all kinds too. I used to play the game systems, but now all I have is the Xbox 360, which is more future gaming systems, I guess you could say. You sound like a guy's dream woman since you are an adult. I see you as a woman,
Wait.
not a girl.
Okay, but hang on a minute. She was not when she signed on to this. She said she. Okay, go ahead. It's right. It's right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I think according to the site too, you're supposed to be quote unquote 18, so he
18. Right.
probably assumed at that point she was 18.
At least 18. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I see you as a woman, not a girl, because the difference between you as a girl and a woman is the maturity. You are plenty mature, so yes, like I said, you sound like a guy's dream woman. I figured you loved pink. It tends to be the most purely feminine color out of all. Well, now about the movies. I have no favorites, never really did through my life, but because I am equal with the way I feel about all movies, I like all kinds. I don't mind horror ones either. Sometimes it is good for the soul to get a good scare because it reminds you that you are still alive, and feeling the fear from one of those kind of movies makes some people feel alive because of the emotion and fear can always become exhilarating. But me, I'll be honest about fear. I am pretty much fearless. I don't have many at all. Many losing the ones I am close to or not having my space like claustrophobia. Oh, I thought of another one that I had the freezing cold. I suppose that's all though. It's interesting though, I do have gifts at, excuse me, I do have gifts as well as that might be a part of why I seem so mellow. I have had psychic gifts ever since I noticed it when was at 15 years old, but they are sporadic and unpredictable. When I have them come into each time it happens, the only other thing I can think of is that I used to live in West Alls, Wisconsin for most of my life, such as from 4 to 19 years old. But ever since I was 20 years old now, I have been living in my birth city, which is Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Waukesha, Wisconsin. Yeah. Okay, so
Waukesha,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he spelled Waukesha, yeah.
Now, it's very, this is very, very strange, right? Let's see what this one is. Let me pull this one up. I'm going to make it bigger. Now, again, this is Nick to her, to Gypsy. Okay. Oop, get down there. You can see. Okay. There you go. Can you see it or I got to make it bigger?
Yeah, I gotta make it bigger.
Okay, here we go.
That's
That's
tiny.
fine. It is tiny.
Tiny, a little
Okay.
bit. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, slide down. It's okay. You can answer me on Facebook whenever you are able to. Just please remember to answer me when you can.
Hmm. Okay. Let's go to the next one. And this again is Nick to Gypsy, and this is on 10/10 of 2012. So I guess they're just a little bit out of order because some were on 10/11 and some were on 10/12. There we go. Okay. So this is when he's, I guess, when he's first telling her who he is. So go ahead. Can you see it? Okay. Can you
I
make it
can't.
bigger?
I can't.
Okay. I
Yeah.
got to remember to make it bigger
Um,
every time. There you go. All right.
m- my name is Nicholas, Nick or Nicholas, whichever one you prefer. Thanks for asking. I am doing pretty good. Also, nice to meet you on here.
This again
So
is
yeah, they must.
10/10. Yeah, they're a little out of
Yeah, these
order,
have to be. Yeah,
but it's
but
interesting.
we get the
Yeah.
drift of it. We get the drift of it.
We're just reading it to see how he was versus how she was when they started talking. Because she immediately went with, I'm sick, I'm this, I'm that. And he's just, I'm just a guy, looking for a partner, The only thing I'm finding weird, I think because she said that she had some kind of abilities, because he said, I have them too, remember? So she must have said it
Mm-hmm.
first. Okay, if it's big
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I see, but don't be embarrassed. There really isn't any reason to be. Just think of it as this way you aren't the only first timer. There's always a first timer at least once a day, as hard as that may be to believe, but it's true. I am, however, surprised you never had a boyfriend. I can see the beauty from the outside, but the beauty from the inside also matters as well, Gypsy Rose. As for me, this isn't my first time. I have been on many of them, as I will be open about that right away. And I see it as always possible to find love anywhere, whether it is online or offline. That is just the way I see it. I feel it is easier to find more interesting people online now.
Okay.
So she obviously is inquiring, like, have you done this before? Have you been on these sites before?
Yeah, and she lied. Imagine that. She's never been on the site before, but she's had other boyfriends, right? We know she
Yeah,
has.
yeah,
She ran off with him in a
yeah,
motel room. Come on. All right. So this is actually
yeah.
dated 10/10 of 2012.
See, hi. Most believe that is the purpose for life here on earth, to serve the Lord and have a lifetime partner. However, I see the partner different. I have always believed if it was the one that the Lord sent me, it would not just be my soulmate, but also a lifetime partner that would even be waiting for me in heaven too. So no, it isn't wrong to do those things, as almost everyone believes that is a part of why they are here. I wonder if they're talking about sex here.
See, that's what
But
I'm
you
wondering
must keep
about.
it, yeah, you must keep an open mind though. It is possible to do both. You can always help out the needy and serve the Lord by helping in churches. Most do that. And if they have one sent to them, Well, that is when the Lord believes they are ready for such a commitment. That is my belief.
Makes me wonder if she's talking about children. See, it could be sex, it could be children.
Hmm.
It could, anyway, let's go to the next one
Yeah.
here and I'll blow it up for you. And this is going to be Nick to Gypsy on 10/10/2012. I guess he just wasn't through talking.
Yeah, he
Maybe
had a
he's
lot to
bigger.
say.
He had a lot to say, didn't he? Okay.
Yeah, he was hooked from the beginning. I think I kind of feel like just the fact that she gave him attention, he
Amen.
probably didn't get a lot of attention. So
Mm-hmm.
when she engaged with him, he jumped right on it.
See, I think that's the
Um,
same thing. Yeah.
yeah, I'd feel blessed if you would go out with me, but hey, be smart. Let's just take this slow though. I mean, no rushing that can only to trouble which neither of us want. But it's true. I would be blessed to be able to be with a beauty like yourself. You definitely have the beauty inside. I can actually feel how pure you are from the inside. And well, I never experienced such a pure, more soul as yours. It surprises me, but in a good way.
So, I mean, she's lying on her teeth that she's never done anything. She's sweet and innocent. Her first time. Let me pull the
Yeah,
next one up.
yeah, but she knows about S&M. She has all these racy
Uh-huh.
pictures.
Uh,
She has all of this stuff that I mean, I certainly at that, I mean, I know it's a different world now. I get it. But when
right?
I was at that age, I didn't know any of that stuff.
Me neither. And so this again, this is still on, they're still on 10/12, 10/10/2012. Here we go.
I still don't know a lot of that stuff now, and I'm 60 years old.
Me neither. You know, I
I
was
look
always
forward to
protected.
yeah, I look forward to talk to you in the future as well. Take care of yourself, and thanks for letting me know this is what your friends call you. Bye for now, beautiful. Yes, I mean that as you're beautiful in both ways, outside and inside. I know it's true.
Poor guy. Okay, now
He
we're going to
also
be back
he
on 10,
actually
11. Yeah, yeah.
he actually doesn't sound like a psycho crazy person here. He just sounds
No,
kind of like a lost little soul. He just
right.
he
Like a
doesn't
lost
sound like
puppy.
he's a yeah.
Yeah. So now we're on 10/11.
I sent you the link to my profile page. Go ahead, copy and paste it, please. I'll add you as soon as I noticed you added me. And then roll some, I don't know, that must mean some kind
It's
of
a it's
tro
symbol, but
rolly
it
eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't think that their site. Okay, so that is the end of the ones for him on those 2 days. See, there's not another place to go. So let me get off of this one. Let me go back over here. Hang on. Please don't lose my place. Oh, open
Yeah,
Shelly
he
Space.
just
There you go.
sounds like he's somebody who desperately wants a girlfriend, um, and is trying to say all the right things to her.
Mm-hmm.
Filling up her ego, which she was eating that up.
She damn sure was. Now I'm going to
Yeah,
skip over
she
to
was.
Gypsy's post. Hang on a second. We're going to go through some of these pictures. I just wanted to read, for a moment, I just wanted to read how he first started talking to Gypsy and what happened when they first started talking. I mean, it was like I feel like you do. I really do feel like you do. That nobody ever gave him so much attention. She said all the right things and he just went for it. So let me share the
Yeah.
screen over here. And now we're going to look at some of these pictures that came across. Hang on, share your screen. Okay.
I mean,
Actually,
they, there definitely was some mental issues there. I mean, that's obvious. To be 26 years old
right?
and to communicate the way that he does, that's not normal, obviously. But that doesn't mean he's a psycho killer, you know.
No, I don't think he was
He's
ever a
just
psycho
a
killer.
just a little odd, and I think she
Yeah.
really got into his head and really manipulated him in many, many ways. Not just manipulated him to take care of her mom, but I think she manipulated him in a lot of ways.
And you know what's weird about it is like, You could tell by his vocabulary, his how he's writing. He really did have like the mind of a 15 or 16-year old because it doesn't sound
Yeah.
extremely adult in those emails back and forth.
No.
Now, we know that she pretended to be 15, 16, whatever like that. So he he really was what he was saying while she was doing all this pretending, right? So let me go over here and we're going
Yeah.
to look at these pictures. Now, these are just some things that came across in this file that I had. And it's just something about anthem worship, something Geneva Manowski anyway. It's great. And Gypsy Rose put this out on Instagram right here. Now, I'm going to read this out loud. Great news about Aurora. And this is when she's announcing that she's had this baby, I believe. We are overjoyed to share that our sweet girl Aurora has tested has tested negative for the rare genetic condition known as microdeletion 1q21.1. Okay, hang on a minute. We got to stop and talk about that. Nobody actually believes this test. We've heard people talk about this test over and over because not once was there any kind of receipt that shows it was an actual test and it was real and that it was negative. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. No, she does not have to show us her personal information about her child, her medical, none of that. She doesn't owe any of that to us, and I understand that, and that's fine. But I just wanted to stop and talk about that for a minute because she did say that it was negative. Okay, so then she goes, this result brings us such immense relief and gratitude. Thank you to everyone who's kept us in your thoughts. Your prayer, your support has meant the world. Aurora is happy, healthy, and growing beautifully at 4 months old. We are looking forward to cherishing every moment with her with lighter hearts and hopeful spirits. All right, now I'm going to go to the next thing. Hold on a second. So let me just say this about that. Because remember, if you will remember, before there was this test, she had said there was other testing, and I believe she mentioned something about before she was ever born they tested. Do you remember that?
Vaguely, vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely I do kind of remember something like that about, oh no, they already knew before she was born. I guess then she went and got official testing, and there you go. And this is just a compilation of like pictures and stuff that was gathered up and put on, in part of these, in these,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know how much of that genetic testing they can do through amniotic fluid though, too. Because
me
that
neither.
all the other testing would have had to been done in utero. And I believe I mean, I'm certainly not a doctor, nor do I profess to be, but I would think that the majority of that would have to be tested through the fluid.
Right, right. Now, yesterday we showed Karma Collector's his view on whether she had a baby or didn't have a baby, right? And I know that here's this picture. Here's the picture. Looks pretty pregnant to me. But, you know, everybody's entitled to believe whatever it is they want to believe. And he had some really good points yesterday. So let's go on through these. Actually, I don't really want to talk about,
Which,
oh,
I
no.
do. I get
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's
Absolutely.
go past this. Oh, wait a minute.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should go back and read these. Hang on a second. This is Mother's Day post. No Mother's Day post? No Mother's Day is going to be a day in which I can be acknowledged as a mother and show my appreciation for the women in my life quietly. Oh, after you killed your mother. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
because it's her first Mother's Day and she shares everything else on social media. So I would assume that she would share about her first Mother's Day with her fans. See, people are upset because she didn't share. Well, sometimes in sensitive
Well,
matters such as, go ahead.
she's pretty much replaced Christy as her mother.
Right, I see that. But remember, she didn't like
Anything that
Christy.
exactly. Exactly.
So she goes to some. She's writing this to her. This is her and something else. I'm not who. This blacked out. I can't anyway. So sometimes insensitive matters such as Mother's Day should be kept more private. I don't even know or expect Ken to post on his Instagram, but it was nice of him. I guess he posted happy. Oh, he did post Happy Mother's Day, didn't he? There we go. Just picking through some
Yeah,
pictures.
sometimes in sensitive matters they should be private. Yeah, but you have no problem going on and saying, when I was 26, we listen and we don't judge and I killed my mom. That's not being real
Yeah,
sensitive.
that's not sensitive at all, is
That
it?
Yeah, you don't mind that.
That's what got her. From what I understand today, I saw that it's absolutely true that her TikTok is gone. She's not getting it back. So there you go. I've seen it reported on several things. Now,
Well,
go ahead.
and I'm surprised that they're letting her have a backup account. I didn't think you were allowed that.
I think that'll go down too, but let me check over here. Let me see if it's
Yeah.
final. Okay. I'm going to look over here and see. Did Gypsy Rose's TikTok ban become final? Let's see.
I'm curious to know how much revenue that actually generated for her.
Me too. Okay, so according to ChatGTP, which is kind of pretty smart, you know, it says right now it's banned, but not officially final. Okay, well, we've had people reporting that it is officially final, so we'll just go with it is or it isn't, not sure, but it's already been 7 days, so I don't understand why it's not back up if it's not final. We'll just go with it like that.
Right.
So then they put this picture out here with these. I don't know who this is, but it says, "I'm truly a blessed girl." People ask how it is after going through Hurricane Katrina. Oh, I think it's her and her mother. I think this is Jip Jip and her mother with matching bracelets. After going through
Hmm.
Hurricane Katrina, how is it y'all can still remain so happy? The answer is because we are together. Our bond is so special and it's never fading, never ending, unconditionally true. It's unconditional true love. I love you so much, my darling honey, and I want you to know you mean everything to me. XOXOXO. So this is Gypsy Chadidi. That is Gypsy
Yeah.
Chadidi. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. That
Yeah,
you can
she's
actually
writing
take
this
your
for
life. Yeah.
the woman who kept her locked in a shed and
Mm-hmm.
starved her and did all
Mm-hmm.
of that. No.
Chained her up. Another thing, let's talk about
She,
this for a second. Another thing I noticed was Nick. Hang on. Nick told in his interview that her mother kicked her out of the house on June the 7th. That is why I forgot to talk about this yesterday. Nick said her mother kicked her out on June the 7th and he was going to get her. That's what he said in his interview. But look, we know June the 8th, somebody went and got something done about their belly thing, their feeding tube. So there was nothing
right.
going on at that
Oh,
house. She
she
was
was,
just
this was
hyping him
all,
up. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it was all planned. It was all planned.
Just a disgusting, disgusting. And who is this?
I
Who
mean,
is this?
she,
Go ahead.
she manipulated her mom. She manipulated her mom too by like all these posts and everything. She manipulated everything.
Look at this. Now this is Ken and Gypsy's hand. All right. We know that's her left hand. No, yeah, that's her left hand. Okay. That's what true
Yeah,
love is. It cannot be broken. It cannot be chipped away. It's eternal, everlasting, and it can weather any storm. But don't put a ring on it. An
right?
avocado. Okay, okay, lady. Now, this is when she starts announcing about the OnlyFans thing. We know that this is absolutely not true. They do not reach out like that. This is not how it happens, and we've seen it everywhere. Oh my God, here comes OnlyFans. Watch and see. Why is this all blacked out? Why is this all blacked out? Because it's a lie. I'm a lady. I would never do something so low standard as OnlyFans, keeping it classy. Well, Gypsy Rose
Yeah,
Blanchard, let me ask you this. You think killing your mother and abusing a mentally challenged boy was classy?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Ridiculous.
probably blocked out because they didn't want those people's names on there.
Right, but she was acting like it came from OnlyFans or something. I don't know. It's so strange, so strange.
Okay.
Now, here's a weird thing that I found over here. I don't know the date of it, but I just see that there's a bunch of things about this. I'm confused. I thought you two weren't friends anymore. Last I heard, Amelia was accusing you of stealing her stories. This is somebody named Amelia. Oh, this is about Amelia Bird, right? Okay.
Yeah, Lily Bird, yeah, the one she was supposedly advocating for that hour and a
Uh-huh.
half.
I can't advocate for someone's release until I know what she did. And then Gypsy goes, her then boyfriend unalived her mother. What? Okay, Gypsy Rose. This is Instagram, and this is at somebody. Gypsy Rose, are you making a message to at Diana whatever, talking about some third person that her then boyfriend unalived her mother? This is Gypsy Rose writing this, folks. Gypsy Rose is writing this.
Yes,
Think
she's
about it.
talking about Amelia Bird's boyfriend unaliving her mom.
Is that what happened? Because I don't know the Amelia Bird story.
I don't know the full story. I've only heard bits and pieces of it, but I think she ended up going to prison for it. And
Okay.
Gypsy Rose is saying that the boyfriend did it, not Amelia.
Okay, so was this, oh, now I'm going to have to dig into Amanda Bird. So was this a copycat, or who did it first? Which one
I'm
of them
not
did it
sure.
first? Yeah, me neither. And
I
then she goes, oh, like yours, go figure. Wow.
oh,
Oh,
touche.
touche. Gypsy Rose, this is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Well, tell them how you want to get rid of Pixie. I have the receipts. Funny how all you, wait a minute. Funny how all your posts is her, and then you text how you want to dump her off on someone else. People will see who you really are. Yes, they did, and we really did. I'm glad you're still alive. What? What has this got to talk about? You need to tell the truth. It's only fair, and you deserve to speak out. Well, yeah, we wish she would have told the truth. We certainly do. Okay, here's her and her dad. And remember, this is just random things.
Yeah.
It was part of a grab of files that I received. So, I thought,
Amelia Bird.
mhm,
Amelia Bird. This happened 2006.
okay.
A 30
Oh,
state a
okay.
30 state Bird and her 21-year-old boyfriend, 21-year-old boyfriend, Chad R. Brantley, conspired to kill Bird's parents in their house on Highway 17th in January 2006. Her mother was
Hmm.
killed in the shooting and her father was seriously wounded.
My
He is
God.
charged he was charged with first-degree murder and could face the death penalty. Bird, who was 16 at the time, was certified as an adult and faces a max penalty of life in prison.
Wow.
She was reportedly in her parents' home the night of the shooting and made the 911 call for help. Authorities quickly discovered conflicting stories from Amelia, who alleged that a man wearing a hooded coat and a baseball cap shot her parents. They said the pair planned the shooting and that Brantley was standing at the sliding glass door of the home when Bird made the call for help. Both were arrested the following day.
Okay, you know what I have over here, but I have to go find it. And I'm going to have to unshare this to go find it because I do have Amelia Bird's information. I forgot that it was in this file, and that's why it's in this. And now I understand why it was in this file because it looks like Gypsy Rose and poor Nick copycatted without a gun the Amelia Bird story. That's what it's looking like to me. What do you think, Sprinkle?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
So let me unshare this screen right quick, and I'm going to go out here and I'm going to pull this up while we talk for a minute. So just give me a minute, okay? Because I don't really. Hang on. Let me go back to this folder. Here we go. Oh, let me see. Mm. Actually, no, I'm gonna have to go back to my email. Just a minute, guys. I really want to share what we have. So just a second. Let me see, Barbara. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, so over here on this other one. Just a second. Let me pull this up from over here. Okay. I believe it's in this very first little thing that I received. Here we go. Here we go. Go go. Oh, come on. Open up. Okay, maybe it's on this. Hang on just a second. I really want to grab this up. I don't want us to miss it because it's pretty important because that's why it's in here because it just goes to show you that she freaking did that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Open. All right. Now, this is going to be the Amelia Bird case that we're going to talk about right here. Let me pull this up. Let me share my screen now. I have it over here for us. So share the screen. And again, this came from the same person who shared. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Amelia Bird. Hang on. There's Amelia Bird right there. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and we're going to start clicking through these for a second. God, almost looks like Gypsy, doesn't it? See that picture right
Mm-hmm.
there? Okay, Sheriff's Department. Oh, let's see. What is this? Involvement victim. Oh, this is about her parents. I'm not going to. On 113 of '06, I was notified of a double shooting on Highway 17 south of Summersville. Myself and other deputies traveled to the scene. Two victims were located in the home, along with a juvenile female that was not injured. The male was transported by ambulance from the scene. The female was pronounced dead at the scene. The female juvenile was interviewed and allowed to leave the scene and go to the hospital. Later in the day, the juvenile female was interviewed and admitted to taking part of shooting her parents. The juvenile female was placed into custody at the Texas County Juvenile Office. Her boyfriend was charged and placed in the Texas County Jail. Now, it says 01-13-06 at 12 hours dispatch notified me of this double shooting. So this is different deputies talking. And he goes, Deputy Travis Davis and Deputy Jeff Clinton and myself responded to the scene and entered the residence together. Upon entry, I saw a white male. Okay, so that's talking about the same thing. Deputy Davis, okay. I'm looking to see if there's something different mentioned here. Okay. I spoke with Amelia Bird, the daughter of the victim, who was with her grandmother, Patsy Bird, and her sister-in-law, Courtney Bird. I asked Amelia to tell me what happened. Amelia told me the following story. Here's the story of what happened. Make this a little bigger here. Dad was on the couch sleeping, and Mom was in her bed. I was in my bedroom with both doors shut. My little dog started barking outside my window, and I raised my window to holler at him. I was It was storming pretty hard, and there was lots of lightning, and your dog was not in the house? What's wrong with you people? I heard some type of noise, and then I heard my dad yell, "You shot me! You shot me!" I opened my bedroom door, and then that opens into the kitchen, and I saw a man standing there. I ran back through my room to the spare room, and I heard my dad scream. I asked Dad what to do, and he says call 911. I asked Amelia to describe the clothing that the man was wearing. Amelia said that she had heard cowboy boots but did not see them. He had on tight jeans and a dark shirt, maybe like camouflage. He had on a hood, so it may have been a jacket instead of a shirt. No facial hair. I then asked Amelia what shape the man was and how tall. She told me that he was pudgy and not much taller than her. What a weird story. At this time, I was told that Amelia's grandparents were outside. I told Amelia that she could go to the hospital. Amelia told me that she was waiting for someone else to pick her up. I left Amelia with Courtney and Patsy Bird. When Sheriff Watson arrived, I turned the scene over to him. And here's the supplemental. I received a telephone call at my residence from dispatcher Randy Jones at 17 hours advising of this shooting. He arrives at the scene. They get the ambulance. The house was 2131 Highway 17. It's a little white frame one-story house on the west side of the highway. And then, it talks about how he enters into the door. He goes, there were several ambulances and personnel working. A male subject laying on the floor in the living room. I was advised the person was William Buddy Bird. A doorway from the living room went into the bedroom. There were two large areas of blood on the carpet beside the bed. And on the side of the bed, there was blood on the sheets. And in the bed, there was a body of a female subject. I was advised the person was Christina Bird. When Mr. Bird was removed from the residence and transported to Mountain View Hospital by ambulance, and after observing the scene, I decided to call for assistance. I called Trooper G's headquarters, and this is Missouri State. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll get back to this in just a minute. So this happened in Missouri as well. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard knew about this. She already knew about it. What made her think she's going to get away with it? Hello. Damn. Okay. Let's see, where was I? Okay, so they went to the hospital. I called the headquarters of Missouri State Highway Patrol and requested officers of the Division of Drug and Crime Control to assist in the investigation. Sergeant Kirby Johnson and Sergeant Mac Brand responded to the scene, and Sergeant Warren Wiederman went to the Mountain View Hospital. Sergeant Mac Brand photographed the scene and then collected the evidence. I was present with Sergeant Johnson when he conducted several interviews throughout the day. I received a telephone call while at the Bird residence from dispatcher Randy Jones to contact Mr. Mark Hampton, the principal of the Summersville High School. I called Mr. Hampton and he requested someone contact him at the high school. I think he knew something. We're going to find out, right? So he goes, Mr. Sergeant Johnson and I went to Mr. Hampton's office and learned several girls at the high school may have information helpful in this investigation. So Sergeant Johnson interviewed blank, date of birth blank, in the presence of her mother. He interviewed another blank, blank, date of birth blank, in the presence of her stepfather, George E. Howell. Two other girls had left the high school before we arrived. They were blank and blank. Sergeant Johnson interviewed blank later in the day of January the 13th, 2006, at the Texas County Sheriff's Office. He interviewed blank at a later date. We'll see what they had to say. At 18:35 hours, January 13, 2006, I interviewed Burren Jess Wilson. Date of birth was 8/4/1984. Of HC 67, Box 52, Summersville, Missouri. Telephone was, and there's the number. Wilson is a former boyfriend of Amelia Byrd. They dated from November 2004 until July of 2005. Wilson stated that several times Amelia would say she wished her parents were dead and she could have them taken care of. Wilson stated in that time he and Amelia dated, he never saw Amelia's parents mistreat her in any way. If they would tell her no, she would just go off. Think about this for a second. If they would tell her no, she would just go off. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, your mother said no, Nick cannot move in with us. It's not happening. And you went off.
Right.
Damn, this is so familiar. Wilson stated he and Amelia dating when Amelia was sent off to some kind of treatment. Okay, they went to get her some help. And further stated that when he was in Marine Corps boot camp, Amelia wrote him several letters. Wilson stated he would find the letters if there was anything that, he was going to turn them over and that would be helpful. He was going to bring them the letters. The investigation is continuing. During the afternoon hours, Sergeant W. Campbell of the Sheriff's Department arrived at the Byrd home. Okay, so he got a search warrant for the home. I executed the search warrant. All items that were taken into evidence were listed on a property record and put in the return to the court. A photograph of the items taken was also attached. On 1/13/06, about 15:30 hours, Sergeant W. Weideman of the MSHP requested that I follow him to Mountain View. After arriving at Mountain View, I made contact with Patsy Byrd and her granddaughter Amelia Byrd. I told Patsy that both of them were needed at the Texas County Sheriff's Department, and I followed them to the Texas County. Around 1900 hours, I sat in an interview conducted by Sergeant K. Johnson of the MSHP. Present during the interview were Amelia Byrd, Patsy Byrd, Chief Juvenile Officer Russ Sheldon, and Johnson. During his interview, Amelia admitted that her involvement in the shooting of her parents, Christina and William Byrd. A short time after the interview, I traveled to get Amelia's French fries from McDonald's and a bottle of, oh my God. So they're over here treating Amelia Byrd like giving, they did not bring any McDonald's over to Nick. And I know they did not bring McDonald's over to Gypsy, but they sure did put her in a comfy room with a pillow and a blanket and made sure she had water, made sure she went to the bathroom, brought her some food, just really taking her to the hospital, make sure she was okay. Listen to this shit. Damn. Later in the night, I typed a probable cause statement on Amelia Byrd and Chad Brantley. On 1/20/2006, J.O. Russ Sheldon requested I meet him at the funeral home in Summersville. Mr. Sheldon had transported Amelia to this first funeral home for a private viewing of her mother, Christina. Oh my God. This is terrible, guys. While at the funeral home, Patsy Byrd took Amelia to the casket. While at the casket, Amelia made the following statements aloud. I love you. I would trade places with you if I could. I want you back. I should have listened to you. She looks pretty in that outfit. So many times we forget. I wish I could take them back. I will pay for what I've done. He will pay for what he's done. When I get out, I will come visit you every day, I promise. I will finish high school. I will go to college. Promise. I'm so sorry, Mom. She will never get to see her baby girl get married. I wish there was something I could have done to get an ambulance there faster. Amelia was transported back to the juvenile detention center. Damn almighty. And here we have the affidavit for whenever she got arrested. Terrible, isn't it? Let's see what this one is. Complaint for search warrant. So they got their search warrant. I'm just going to scroll through and see if there's anything else we want to read about. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Another warrant. Let's see. I would like to see about, okay, Can y'all see? Can you see that right there? Now listen. If there's any crime scene, listen, I will never show any crime scene video or photos if there is any person or any type of I won't show those kind of things. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the victims with their dignity. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pick through these right here and see if we can, see what's up here. Okay. Please help support Clancy. Whoa, wait a minute. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Are you kidding me? Please help support clemency for Amelia Byrd. I'm asking you today to help shine a light on someone who truly deserves a second chance at life, Amelia Byrd, who is currently incarcerated in the state of Missouri. Amelia was just a young woman she was charged. While no one is denying the seriousness of her past, it's also clear that the sentence she received was far too severe to someone so young and impressionable. You know what, shit? Let me tell you something right now. Yeah, I'm fixing to get a little bit ugly. You're saying this because you only got 10 years because of a lie, right? That's the only reason why you're saying that right there. You sick piece of crap. Ugh. She has now served many years, more than enough time to reflect, grow, and prove her transformations. During her incarceration, Amelia has shown remarkable strength and growth. She has maintained a record of good behavior, participated in programs such as Puppies for Parole, and consistently demonstrated kindness, accountability, and sincere desire to live a better life. Let's stand up for mercy, humanity, and second chances. Now she's asking for mercy, not to erase the past, but to build a future. And then there's the email, and then there's like, every voice matters. Your letters could help give a woman who has already served so much of her life in prison a chance to live the rest of her life in freedom. That's rather disturbing and disgusting, isn't it? Wow. And then here's Amelia Byrd. Okay. I'm shocked by this. I'm not. Now let's read what this one says. After representing Angel for 4 years, Cynthia Bradford received a letter from a woman in prison named Amelia Byrd. She became Willow's second client. Amelia was also a survivor of physical. No, all right. Listen to this. Listen to this. Let me make this bigger. Hang on, guys. Oops, hang on. Now, the reason why this is important is because what it says right here. Remember, when they investigated, there was no proof of any of that she was abused by those parents. No, none at all. Right? So let's go. Oh, at the age of 16, she told her ex-boyfriend about being abused. Her ex-boyfriend decided to take matters into his own hands, breaking into a house one night and shooting her parents while they were sleeping. Amelia's mother was killed, her father was severely injured, and Amelia and her ex-boyfriend were both charged with murder at first, and first-degree assault. She was charged along with him because she had said on many occasions to all kinds of people that she wished her parents were dead. She did. Okay. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can get this where I can read it. It's missing a sentence up there, but anyway, it goes. She received this letter from a woman in prison. She became okay. Let's see what it says down here. She was also charged. Here we go. The other thing that she kept telling people about the abuse, like teachers and counselors, and she even checked herself into a mental health facility, telling them that she was suicidal and homicidal, but they kept sending her back to her extremely abusive family. They even gave her medication, and her father wouldn't let her take it. So it seemed logical to charge Amelia along with the boyfriend. All right, Sprinkle. Let me get back over here. Oh, look at Mom. Oh, there we go. Get back over here. So, why is it always that's the first thing they start hollering? I was physically abused. I was mentally abused. Think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a common denominator.
Mm-hmm. Without, I don't believe there was any CPS visits to that house. Let's find out. Let's see if there
Yeah.
was ever any CPS visits because that tells you a lot about people. Okay, CPS visits. Just a
That's
second.
a whole, yeah, that Amanda Bird is a whole nother rabbit hole to go down.
Okay, Amelia Byrd. Okay. I mean, I didn't mean to get off on that, but when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, who did it first? And I'm like, oh my God. There's no confirmed public record or widely reported cases tied to that name. Okay, let's see. Okay, so no. Let's see what else it says. Okay, so there was really no discussion of CPS going to that home. That is just incredibly strange, isn't it? All right, let me go look up here. So I'm going to get back off of, let me unshare the screen so we don't make a mistake and show something we shouldn't show. But I just wanted to talk about that for a second because now we've discovered that she did it first, which I did not know that. And that Gypsy Rose more than likely got the idea because she did it. What do you think? They both lived in
Well,
Missouri.
yeah, and Gypsy obviously spent a lot of time on the internet.
Yeah,
You know,
I know she
she
saw it.
was on the.
Amazing.
She spent a lot of time on the internet.
Mm.
But she's really dumb if she did do that, then she's not real bright because Amanda went to jail. It's like, hello, you did this, but the girl ended up in jail. Why would you want to redo
Yeah,
something that she did to have that result?
right.
It's not like the kids now who see Gypsy Rose and see, oh, well, she's successful, quote unquote, successful. She's a celebrity, she's living her best life, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah,
These kids
because
now see her as, I mean, you and I have talked about this. Oh, I'll kill
yeah.
my parents. I'll go to jail for, 8 years. I'll get out. I'll have money. I'll be a celebrity and everything will be fine.
Well, I found a little text message in part of this file where my mother actually put it out there. My child told me I will do the same thing to you that Gypsy Rose did to her mother. The mother is afraid of this
What?
child now. Yeah, it's in these
Oh
files. I
my
gotta
gosh.
find it. Let me go over here and find it, and then I'll show it to y'all guys. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my God, that's terrible. Let me
That's
get over here to these files where
terrifying.
I have them
That's
saved and let me
terrifying.
find it. It is. It is. That's how much of an influence she really is. If you stop and think about it. Okay, let me go over here.
Well,
Go over
and you
here.
notice that all of her content now
Mm-hmm.
seems to,
Is
she's lost the support of all the adults, so now she's going to search for these
right. Well, I mean, by getting her kicked off of stuff, though, I mean, she's not gonna be able to keep doing that. So let me see if it's over here. I gotta find this. Where did I see this? I know it's here though. Hang on a second. Ooh boy. Okay. It's not on Facebook chats. I gotta find it. Hang on just a second, guys. Oh no, come on. Where is it? It was kind of shocking. I was like, what? How did they get that? Where did it come from? But then you got to realize they have just basically everything that they can, they pulled up on this case. And it's from in these files. And I'm so glad they did because it opens the eyes to a lot of things that happen here that nobody paid attention to, right? So let me go back over here. It's not in that one. Hang on a minute. Okay, let me get off of that one. Damn, I want to find it. Okay, not on that one. Let's see. Let's go back over here to this one. Whoops. Okay, we'll go back. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oh, shit. Okay. It might have been in the second batch. Let me see. Open. Cell phone, cell phone. Okay, it's not right there. Go back. Okay. I might have to just post it later because I know it's in here. I was so shocked when I saw that. Okay, so that's not it. Let me go back over here to the first one. Yeah, there's so many. It's really a lot. It is a lot. So let me go back over here to this one. All right. Let's see. Damn. I wish I could just find it immediately. I guess I should have put a star on it or something because it was shocking. There's this whole like. I'm going to show you this. Hang on, let me get back over here. Let me show you something right here. This is how much stuff that it would take when you start looking at all. You're going, "Are you kidding me?" Because it's yeah. Now this is the 2015 case discussion right here. And there's all these Facebook discussions where people are talking about, well, I should, she should get whatever she gets. She's guilty. And then there's other people saying, well, now wait a minute. It's kind of shocking how these people are saying to each other. I was like, what? Are you kidding? Come on. Let me see what this one is. So this is from June 17th of 2015. And this is where people start, it's a case discussion and it's from the Facebook and it's the DD Gypsy Facebook discussion. And Nick, the evidence shows abuse. That isn't speculation. A young child cannot make the choices that were made for her, nor can she be held accountable. What? Relatives have come forward saying she didn't need a wheelchair, that her mother made her sit there, and more. So no speculation there. But listen to this. And this is somebody named Deborah May. It's a classic Munchausen by proxy textbook. Even it's hard to not say it is then, right? The perfect example? No, people, no. Where did you get that from? Yeah. And then somebody tries to explain what Munchausen is. Let me go to this next one. Now listen to this. This guy named Brian. He goes, I am very well versed in both disorders, though I do not hold a PhD. Her behavior and her writings are very similar to those of a woman being abused by men. Of women being abused by men. The desire to be away, but unable to enact a way out. That the mother forced this and pushed this is not speculation. The only points of speculation, and sadly, we simply do not know why the boyfriend killed the mother. She could have asked him to, in which case it was premeditated and a conspiracy to commit murder. Please research Missouri state law. It could have been an issue of him showing up to rescue her and a crime of passion, murder in the second degree. That Gypsy is in need of mental health care is apparent to anyone with training or experience in the field. Her medical treatment, however, is likely. See more. I can't make, okay. Then the next part goes, because he'd rather hedge his bets, you see, when one publicly announces that they have no opinion, they seek attention. This is meant to sway the others in convincing the party. In short, he is either trolling or is he hoping the evidence will come out later that would dispel the comments made. So he can puff up and say, I told you so, or oddly so, that he can feel justified in his own life without fanfare. 'Tis a lonely life. Now, I don't know who he's talking about, but it's just a lot of this is pretty interesting when you start reading all of it, and what people think and what they saw. And see, as she's on June 14th, she's found. She's found on June 14th. As early as June 17th, people are starting with this Munchausen by proxy, Now, if you'll remember, there were all kinds of interviews going out on television and all this other stuff. And this is where they found Mark Feldman. I kind of talked about him a while ago in a little short that I did announcing that we were going to come on at 3 o'clock. And in that short, I talked about how Mark Feldman, he was not involved in this case. But people heard him talking about Munchausen by proxy or factitious disorder because he was the leading authority on this. But because she was not going to trial and she's offered a plea bargain out of all of this mess of second degree murder, there was no need to get him involved in the case. Now, if she would have had a trial, he would have been up there saying, oh yeah, classic case, yeah, I've seen it all. Right. You know he would have. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but yeah, this is, again, it would take days and days and days to go through every single bit of this. And I know people have spent a lot of time talking about it. I know they have. And they should talk about it. Because, again, the internet's super fast, but the truth is super slow. But the truth is right here in front of us. The truth is happening. She's being removed. She's not an influencer. She's not going to be allowed to make a living over here off her mother's death. And she should never have made a damn dime off her mother's death. And remember, Sprinkle, did you tell me yesterday that her first copy of that book only sold like 600 copies or something like that? Let me see if I can pull this other thing up. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Let's see if I can find the
600
copies. Okay. They reprinted it in a paperback to make it cheaper, I think. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, it was number 30,000 on the Amazon list of books.
But what's funny about this is there is no way it could become a #1 bestseller. No, that is not true. There's no way.
Mm-mm.
No. Publishers have not released official sales figure. You know why? Because they're embarrassed. That's why you
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, exact numbers you see online are estimates or speculation, none confirmed. And he goes, many books never release exact sales numbers publicly. Bestseller status usually means high sales in a short period, not a total lifetime number. So that is a lie that it was you can't say that it was the number one bestseller. It may have been the number one bestseller on one day because somebody, people bought 400 copies and they didn't buy anymore. But we don't know that. We're never going to know that. So, yeah. So realistically, we're never going to know the actual true number of how many have sold. And now we know what bestseller means. So her saying well, it was a number one bestseller is just nothing. It's just nothing. Doesn't even matter. So anyway, we can only stay on about an hour. I've got to get going. I got a lot of things I've got to get done. But I just wanted to come on and talk. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. There was something in. Hang on. Oh, damn it. Was it right here? Remember a while ago when I showed y'all all those pictures? There is a text message picture in that lump of pictures that talks about, well, there's a lot of things coming in 2026. You obviously have to wait and see. And this is something she put out in 2025. Well, what's come out in 2026, folks? What's come out?
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing.
Nothing. Nothing's come out, right? Uh, let's see. That's that. Let me go back. I wish I could find that too. I should have put little Facebook's photos. I think it might be right here. Let's see. This is no, that's Nick Go to John's house. Never mind, that's not the right one. Hang on. There's a bunch of little things that says photos. Okay, so I'm not showing that. Nope, 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 nope. Those are all from the crime scene. Hang on. Let me go back over here. I don't think it's in this one. Let me see. Oh, I just need this to go away. Let me stop sharing so I don't accidentally show somebody's information. I don't want to do that. Okay, hang on a minute. I think it's right over here. Phone calls, videos. Let's see. Beach, beach, beach. Hang on. This is some kind of little pictures that we saw over here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh boy. You just got to kind of pick through these because of the way they're, grouped. It's just kind of a bunch of things all together. Is it right here? Let me see if it's over here. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Okay, I think I might have found it. Let me share the screen. I'm going to share the screen. We'll look at this really fast and then I'm going to have to go. But, all right. It says swimming beach, but there's all kinds of pictures on here. So we're going to pick through these right quick. Oh, looky there, when she was a child. She's at the beach. There she is. Oh,
The beach that she never went to.
that's right. I've never been to the beach. No, I've never been to the beach. Well, there you are at the beach. Now, I don't know how old she was in this picture, guys. There's no way for me to know. But I don't think she was 8 or 9 years old. I think, let me tell you the why I'm saying this. Look at her dress right here, and I'm not being ugly, but look at her dress right here. What are they covering up? Look where her hands are. That is not the body parts. Why is that clicking? Okay, that is not the body parts right there of a 10 or 11-year-old. No, it is not. Okay, just to let you know that. Okay, I'm not going to show these. Yuck. Why she's over there. Oh, I'm so important. I'm so important. I'm so okay. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her right there. Boy, did she take the shots to lose the weight? Don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, this
she's
is
lost a
interesting.
lot of weight.
Gypsy Rose enjoys Florida as her emails are released. It wasn't just her emails, honey. Okay. Gypsy and Ken. Okay. I don't know the dates on these things. Let's see. I'm gonna keep going over here. Well, that's a pretty picture. Not that, but okay. All right. Yeah, it might not be over here, but there. I wish I could find that. It's because it was so shocking. Many big things coming out. New big things coming out. Right. Okay, Gypsy. Yeah, I'll tell you what the new things are. We're getting your ass taken off all social media sites because you don't need to be there. You know, we would not be this way if she would have just shut up, went home, and became a mother. Take care of your child. It's okay for
Mm-hmm.
you to be a stay home mom. It's okay for you to go get just a job anywhere. You know, a lot of people take jobs they don't like, but it's a job. A lot of us learn how to become an adult in our, you know, it's okay. All of that would have been okay. But coming out here and using your mother's death to throw yourself into being a star like you thought you were was the worst mistake she made. That's how I feel about it. And anyway, I guess we'll just call it a day for now. I know we'll probably come back this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't think it's going to be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I think I'm going to go back to one of the trials that we were reading the appeals on. We'll get back on appeals this weekend. I think that sounds pretty good. What do you think, Sprinkle?
Oh
Besides,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer reading about the appeals and talking about those cases over these, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on these ladies, the latest things I have found based on the information provided. And I want to thank them so much for sharing their files with us. It's greatly appreciated. So, anyway, you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy your evening. Be safe out there. And
Hug your babies.
that's right. Life is short and our time with them is even shorter. So, y'all be careful out there and we'll see you later. Thanks again. Bye, guys.
Bye.